maybe even some stylized lettering. So let's start with the Posca pen. So the Posca pen gives you this nice big fat tip, and again, this is the 5M. So we're going to do some things with words. So I'm going to write some words with some different tools. Okay, so here's the Tombow. So let's write the word courage. So, and with another Tombow, I'm going to write the word vision, and I'm going to use upper and lowercase all in the same word. This is that sailor brush pen. So there was a little oops right there. So let me fix that. So this is just using your own handwriting to make capitals, to make just different upper, lowercase, just picking a style. These are just ways to kind of doll up your lettering for your headlines and your themes, and because you can really do some fun little details. So around the letters, so I would just go right up to the edge of that letter, draw, just trace around the shape. So again, this is the glaze pen, and I'm just going to go around right to the edge of the letter. So you have to, just trace up right to the edge. You can do a variety of colors using all the different kinds of pens, but use what you have. Words to write. How's that? Words to write. So watch what I'm doing. I am taking my lettering and I am incorporating a thought into the theme word. So, or you can just use your regular writing pens and you can decorate. So let's just do some tall, skinny letters. Now, I'm not sure what, you might have a blank Tomoe book, but the nice thing about the Hobonichi and the 7 C's, they have a grid or they have dots. You can plan your lettering on the grid for height and length and make sure you have enough room on both sides. Decorate with a bunch of different patterns, and it should be something where you go into your journal and you are excited to be there. You're spending time with your thoughts. You're spending time with your themes, and just pick a theme and go with it. They have a lot of lettering classes that you could take, but here I just wanted to share some fun, quick words to make headlines. Let's say I'm writing about peace. Okay, so I could do a big giant word, all the same height. Then I would take another pen, start writing. I would start thinking about peace. Have a variety of thin pens, writing, and you don't really need a big headline for this. You're going to just say whatever's on your mind. One of the things could just be on my mind. Like, what are you thinking about? On my mind is another topic. Each page should be a little work of art. And again, many people are doing all of those bullet journals and planners. They're doing all kinds of stickers and lettering and just boxes and compartments. You're doing some of that, but what's different here is that it's going to be all about art. We have a good stash. I'm just going to go into this, and I'm going to outline this light green with this little turquoise here to emphasize the words. So we have a stash of way too many pens. So if this were the topic, if this were the theme, you could have a colored headline and then do the journaling in black. So the color is the emphasis, and the black is the reason, thought, the concept. So you could have a colored headline. So this would be like the headline or the topic, right? In color. Your journaling goes in black and white. And outline the letters. See, here's a really hot pink to kind of go over the colored letters. But again, you are creating your own fonts. Your own writing is the art. You've heard me say that for 10 years. If you use your own handwriting, you just start to get more comfortable. You start to create a very stylized way of journaling. So there are some ways to do some journaling in that book by using different thicknesses of colored pens. Fine pens, medium pens, broad pens, brush pens is just a nice way to practice all your lettering. And we've been doing the skeleton letters forever. Just a pencil sketch of your own personal handwriting. So what you can do is, since this is the skeleton, this is the inside, go up around the pencil and just change the whole design, the whole thickness, thicks and thins. You can just exaggerate the letter, just making some fat. I'm making some wider. I like how that looks. I could do that. I'll call this the skeleton letters. You're just elaborating on the size. Transform this, because these are markers that are water soluble. I could just take a brush. I can touch the edge of that letter, and now I have a watercolor around the letter and it's dissolving the ink. So this is what you could do with Tombow, with the fine tip on the Tombow. Now this is dissolving, and now I have a little watercolor around the lettering, kind of wet the line of the water-soluble dye marker. And again, just test them. Just see what pens you have and see what's going to work best. See what colors. So here is the dark blue. Oh, this is beautiful. And also look how I can just dissolve that line pretty well. And also I'm using this is a dual tip marker, fine tip of the Tombow. So now I'm just going to go around these letters, these little painted phrases. When you reflect back on the pages, fun to look at all the different techniques you use, the different pens, the different colors. So again, it's just a way to make some hollow letters with color around it, just to make a statement, write a phrase, or show your topic of whatever it is you are writing about. In Module 13, I shared with you talking pages. And you know me, I love to talk, but I also like to talk on my sketchbook pages, my journal pages. So that's what I was also bringing to you in this lesson. So when I just shared this particular technique about making skeleton letters that are hollow with watercolor around in the negative space, what I was trying to share with you was something like this. So when you make your cover pages for the month, you can just write the letters across the page. You can stack the letters with a pencil and then draw the letter, and then again fill in the negative space with watercolor. And you could use your watercolor, you can use your marker, but the whole point of me showing you those hollow letters was to share this particular technique here. But I also wanted to share with you the thought of the power of the pen, and the power of the pen, the power of the paint, and how to let your pages speak by using your pens, your paintbrushes, and any tools that you have to let your pages speak. For example, I went on a whole kick this particular month, and I just made a whole bunch of backgrounds, and I just wanted to make myself some reminders, some inspirations, some thoughts about creativity and art. And I was reading this book just about artists. What I ended up doing is having a whole series of pages just with inspiration. So you could do this with scripture, you could do this with quotes that you like, but I chose to just plan these pages, just decorate them, and then go through some of my little notebooks where I keep sayings, and I keep phrases, and I keep quotes, and I'm always referring back to those because I love words and I do like to illustrate them. So here's a background with some washi tape, some scrappy art bits, nice embellishments. It says creativity is something you are, not only something you do. Love that. When we are making things we love, our mission is accomplished. That's another inspiring thought by Rick Rubin. And look him up. He's a record producer, and he's kind of wild, but he's brilliant. I love his thoughts on creativity. Here's just a simple, actually probably a very lazy page where I just had to get something down on Wednesday the 6th. One of my stickers, art must take reality by surprise. That was another Francois saga. So again, this could be a guidebook, a handbook on your own creativity, the things that you like, the things that help you to grow as an artist. Why talk when you can paint? And I love when my pages talk. I love when I can just flip through and find inspirational, motivational words that encourage my creativity and let those pages speak to me. So that's the other thing. What do these pages say to you? So for example, your desire to create must be greater than your fear of it, Rick Rubin. And this is a great message for me personally because I tend to fear the blank pages, that I always have to make everything perfect. Let go more. So again, I am so guilty of that I will sometimes just get frozen on a blank page because I feel like I have to make it perfect. I have to show it to everybody. I'm teaching about it. So that's where, for me, it's sometimes difficult. So all of the pages can speak to you, can motivate you, can inspire you. For example, I love this by Salvador Dali. Drawing is the honesty of art. There is no possibility of cheating. It is either good or bad. I love that, however you interpret that. Again, here's one by Andrew Wyeth. One's art goes as far and as deep as one's love goes. That's just great. And it's just very, very deep. It's very cerebral. But again, I look at this page and I have to think about it again. And it's very inspirational to me. And then the last one, I could show you there. I've got pages of these. The reason for doing is the desire to create. So that's another good reminder. And look, a simple lettering, nothing really fancy. The power of the pen, just a plain old pen. And every day is a gift. Simple marker. So the power of the pen, letting your pages speak, is just such a valuable practice to put into your life and always be constantly thinking and inventing and sharing your love for your craft with yourself. So that is Talking Pages, Modular 13. Of course, now you're going to see Debbie's interpretation, and I will see you next time in Module 14.